Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Aurora 4X C# 2.1.1 right now. But of course, could always end up with a 2.1.2 in the future, although it doesn't sound like it. Either way, go ahead and get my timer started and let's pick up where we left off last time. So, do not plan to have a news thing at the beginning, so if there is, then something happened this episode to result in a change of plans, but like I said, at the very least, I'm not planning for one. So, last part, we managed to go ahead and get some initial colonization out and about. Started colonizing Alpha Centauri, specifically Alpha Centauri A2, which I am not looking at the right place. Here we go. This is where we started colonizing. We also started colonizing out in the Siceti system. So far, of course, we have not run into any aliens, so we haven't had any issues, but we should be approaching relatively quickly. Yeah, actually, known systems 10, surveyed systems 7. Theoretically, actually, I think we can already start to have the raiders spawning. Or maybe one more system. One of the two. We'll see, but they'll probably start spawning. Basically this part, I'd imagine. So that'll be something we have to deal with. I don't recall what our racial wealth was a couple parts back because it's been a number of days. Actually, yeah, it's been almost a week actually since the last time I recorded. It should. I'm pretty sure it's up overall. I guess we can actually check that real quick. Over the past year, total income. Well, actually, yeah, here we go. We can see the change December into January. Not a significant change throughout December, however. We've had some drops, but for the most part, yeah, it's been net positive, it looks like. Let's go ahead and 5-day cycles. This game, as I mentioned, is somewhat slow. And somewhat is, I think, being a bit generous. It is a very slow game, overall. It's not a bad thing, though, in my opinion. I really don't think it is. But it is definitely a slow game. We will be spending quite a bit of time, often just kind of letting time tick by, especially here early on, where we don't have interactions with other races. You know, we haven't met any NPRs, we don't have the raiders we're dealing with. I believe those STOs were for putting onto the other planets, if I recall correctly. I think the plan was one each. So we just finished training 5. Yeah, that math works out. Okay, another new system, 55 Boötis, or however it's pronounced. It's got the thingamajiggers on it. So, don't quite know. Mars, or was it you? It was you. What are some of these factories we've been restoring? Abandoned mine on Mars, abandoned spaceport on Mars. That's actually kind of nice, I guess. 140 infrastructure on Mars. Okay, it's a bunch of stuff on Mars so far. Which is still fine, but yeah. We finished researching 2-stage thermonuclear warhead, so I need to go and update the missile optimizer real quick to take that into account next time we design a missile. We do have some missiles that I designed at the start. They are acceptable, for lack of a better way to describe them. Initially, I didn't bother showing them off. So I'm not planning to bother with basically anything other than size 8 missiles. It's just so much easier. And you know what? They got good enough range, really, for my uses right now, at least. If for some reason plans change and I need to actually design a size 40 missile, we will do so. But as of right now, I do not plan to do so. I plan to just stick with size 8 missiles, and we will basically just swarm the enemy with decent ranged missiles. So this is the Escarino Mackenzie Pax Imperium anti-ship missile. Size 8. It's 20 tons. Single warhead, 1 radiation damage, maneuver rating of 10, speed of 54,700 kilometers a second, flight time of 7 minutes with a range of 24.1 million kilometers. Of course, I could probably design a new missile that is better, and actually yes, I think that's actually already slightly better. And the annoying thing when it comes to comparing missiles is there's no easy way to just compare them side by side. So you kind of got to go into here. So actually, the Escarina Mackenzie Pax Imperium anti-ship missile has a speed of 43. This gets it up to 54. Decent uplift. Range also increases a little bit from 20.1 million kilometers to 24.1. Which is nice. That could be beneficial. But I think as of right now, there's no reason for us to go ahead and actually design a brand new missile. But we will inevitably be designing a new one, probably after a initial engagement at some point, I'm sure. But until such time, we're sticking with our current one. Okay, we finished a couple more freighters. I believe those freighters were because we needed to transport a bunch of cargo, if I recall correctly. This is the problem of me not leaving notes for myself. But that sounds correct. I think the plan was for them to transport the iridium from Alpha Centauri, or all of the various stuff from Siceti, back to Earth. So how many does that give you? That is 2. I do not think that is nearly enough to adequately transport. But I guess it depends on what the mining capacity is here. So what is your actual production? 16 right now, because you don't have very many mines or population. Yes, in fact, you actually have a 3.3 million worker shortage. We need to get that sorted out. And Siceti's mining is 0 because they don't have any mines. Let's correct that. Let's go ahead and we'll order up an initial demand of 100 mines. Screw it, 200. An initial order of 200 mines. We will edit the supply here to be 400. And we will also go ahead and order for the construction of an additional 200 mines after the current 200 mines finish. But, I know I actually need this. Well, 2 is fine for now. What I could probably do is have these just grab all of the materials from like the Alpha Centauri system and then come to Earth is probably how I would do it in the long run. But for right now, they can stay as they are. Jump point discovered. We'll ignore that. Couple of factories restored. And I think we have run into the raiders. But first things first, let's go and see what was that was restored. Construction factory on Alpha Centauri and another mine on Mars. Very helpful. Let's jump over to 55 Boötis. And we are going to immediately order you to get the hell out of here. You are going to cancel everything, route back to Earth, and you're just going to haul ass. We do not have nearly enough information on these aliens to be able to really get any useful information right now. But yes, these are the raiders. I believe this image is basically the one that's always used. Every time I've, all the games I've played have always had the raiders having this. So we're going to go to just immediately plop them into hostile. They clearly are. They've already fired on us. So even if we wanted to try to negotiate with them, it ain't happening. We don't know nearly enough about them. We're going to go ahead and do a 1-day jump to try and see what their speed is. Their speed seems to be... well, nothing, actually. They are not moving. They're shooting at us, though, and you gotta run. I want to send the fleet out. I think we're better off just locking this system down. What is it? It's 55 Boötis. We're going to lock this down as a military restricted system. Where is it? Here we go. Military restricted system. So, doing this, all civilian freighters that are scheduled to enter this system will abandon their cargo and seek new trade runs, and colony ships will be diverted. Wonderful. We're going to do that. That'll keep our civilians from coming out here. They have no reason to come out this way right now anyway, but nonetheless, it helps to ensure that they don't. Yeah, I don't think you guys are going to be making it because you're a little too slow that you can't quite outrun their guns, it looks like. Oh, there you go. You managed to escape. Just barely. You've managed to disengage, but you've run into an issue. Your jump drive is damaged. I don't have a way of getting you back through because my tugs don't have jump drives. Their job is to move the jump stabilization stations to a jump point to stabilize it. The best thing I can do is, try to have you repair this. I mean, I know you already have it set to repair, but you're going to have to work on that. And quickly, because they may attempt to follow after. Game I know, but these guys, they got to get to work on that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cancel your orders because otherwise the game's just going to annoyingly only tick away at about 2-hour time spans. Did you guys get it fixed? You did, wonderful. Now head to Earth. Refuel and resupply. No, God, you idiots, stop. Stop trying to survey. This is a terrible time to survey. Head to Earth, refuel and resupply. I'm going to have one of the shipyards probably have to repair you, I imagine. And, I can't really send the fleet out there because they don't have jump drives either, and have to first establish our route there if we're going to do that. So, where are my tugs? Wrong button. Wrong button again. There we go. Tug fleet, come out here. What's the route? This is Alpha Centauri. I'm looking in the wrong system for one. Okay. Game has gone wonky there. Let's try that again. Thank you, game. God, I don't know why you did that. And then it is the Lande. So Tug Fleet, go to Alpha Centauri, grab the jump stabilization, tractor any, drop it off at Lande. And you know what? I guess when you're done with, no, I'm not going to issue you orders to go back to Earth just yet. I'm going to sort of optimize this. I know you can't. Oh, never mind. You finished your orders. Go and explore jump point 1. I thought you were the Explorer 2. Wonderful. Jump stabilization station 1. Go ahead and stabilize that jump point. Tug Fleet, what is your fuel looking like? It's okay. You stay where you are then. Are you guys transporting civilians or mines? You're heading back, so I can't tell what you're transporting. It looks like it's basically just mines right now to Alpha Centauri. They are not transporting much in the way of civilians right now. I may need to go ahead and tell our colony ship to pick up some people and drop them off, just to speed things up. Grab our... Oh, I don't actually have one that's set up for... Really? I thought I did. Apparently, I don't actually have one of these set up for... Okay, that is very surprising. I'm going to be honest. It really is. Make sure I'm getting the right name. Yep. This is correct. Go ahead and... whoops. Prepare him. That'll be done September. And somebody out here, build me a new naval shipyard. When the opportunity arises. It's actually the corundium that we need. Do any of you guys happen to have a decent corundium that I can just buy for a little while? I recall that the answer to that was no in terms of large supplies, but you at least have some. So we're going to do that. I'm going to purchase your stuff. And you're going to ship it to Earth. And you know what? The sorium doesn't hurt. Give me all your corundium and sorium. Okay, 5-day ticks. Another thing happened in Alpha Centauri. Oh, we recovered 5 abandoned ECCM-3s. Okay. Okay, we don't really have a use for that, because I don't even think we can put ECCM-3 on our ships, because we don't have it researched. But, you know, we got it. I suppose I could scrap one. Or is it deconstruct? I don't recall if it's scrap or deconstruct that gives you... Where is it? Here we go. I will disassemble one. Is that... Yes, okay. Yeah, disassemble gives you the tech data. And yeah, it's going in. God damn, that's a lot. Scrap that one more time, or disassemble it one more time. Oh, never mind, I'm reading it wrong. That's why. Yeah, I'm an idiot. So this is just changing how much it costs. So, you know, the lower number on the left. Once that gets to 0, it's researched. It's a weird way of displaying information, in my opinion. But yeah, we're just going to disassemble all of that. So that's a bit cheaper to get. We're not getting it anytime soon. Ah, yes. Where do I send you now? I guess I can have you keep exploring that side. You're not going to where you were. Explore the other jump point. And, you know, try not to run into any aliens. Wonderful. You finished. Go ahead and transit through. And stabilize this side. And once that is all done, oh, shit ton of metals just given out. I assume those are probably years of service metals, presumably. Yep, that would be correct. What else have we got in construction, mines, all very useful. And you finished exploring here and found basically nothing. Head to Earth, refuel, resupply, fly back out here, and go through the other jump point. Another factory. Tons of abandoned infrastructure. I mean, I'll take the abandoned infrastructure. That is very helpful. Because it means I don't need to ship as much out here. You know, if they're finding a whole bunch, I don't need to ship it out here. But now that I think about it, I think I'm just not going to bother with the mass driver. I don't know why I still had it. Because they don't have a use for it, really. So cancel that, just keep bringing out more mines. Alpha Centauri is not that far away, and our freighters are relatively fast. You know, I mean, they're not super quick, but they're not slow either. You know, 2,000 kilometers a second is decent, particularly for fairly early game. And, you know, if I upgrade them to these, and you know what? I am going to go ahead and just very generic naming. Civilian ships are just going to be referred to as this when it comes to their upgrades. Military ships, however, will get the year. So, you know, if I were to redesign the Akagi, it would be the Akagi 2106. If I were to redesign it right now. Which I could do just for the extra armor, but... Or, well, for the better armor. More efficient armor. Probably the best way to describe it. But, nah. Don't have a reason to, so we're not going to. Research completed on the Stellar Fusion Reactor. Wonderful. Dump another point into that. And let's see, what do I want to go ahead and get next? We're not going to really research anything else in ground combat, I don't think, except for the construction rate. It's about the only thing useful there. How are we doing here when it comes to... Okay, yeah, we got more than enough shipping tonnage. Or rather, maintenance facility capacity. Because that value is relative to this. Or, well, it's relevant, rather, to this. If our shipping tonnage maintained goes over our maintenance facility capacity, we can start running into some issues. And that's the whole point of this tech. The maintenance support per facility, which I don't think we're going to need to research that any higher anytime soon. So let's get better planetary sensor strength so that we can track. We actually cancel that project real quick so we can check out the description. Increases the sensor strength of each deep space tracking station. A population has a sensor strength equal to the planetary sensor strength times number of tracking stations. Obviously, if I plop a whole bunch of the deep space tracking stations on a planet, it'll be better, relatively speaking, at tracking, or rather detecting stuff, because it'll have more range. I think generally one is enough. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get some basic cloaking researched. And now that I think about it, you know what? Let's go ahead and finally get around to moving those STOs, or at least a couple of them, to the planets that we've already colonized. So Expeditionary Strike Group 1, Earth, load up on ground units. Grab fourth STO and the fifth STO. Go to Alpha Centauri, go here, unload. Why do you guys have different... Oh, I think I know why. I think the fourth one I did not correct something with it. Yes, it still has ludicrous numbers of heavy supply. That is the problem. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and dump one of these supply platoons, because I think you're fine with just the one, to be honest. You also probably don't even really need it, if we're being even more honest. But yeah. So, try that again. Unload the fourth one there. Head back to Sol, head to Saiseti, go to Saiseti B1. Unload the other, head to Sol. Refuel and resupply. Did I still have that set to cycle or something? No, I didn't. Okay. Just had to double check that. I don't need you cycling those orders, or at least even attempting to do so. You need to refuel, so head to Sol, Earth, refuel, resupply, then fly back out here again. And go through jump point 1. Research completed. Better armor. Always nice. Need to, again, update my stuff. And yeah, this research here is going to take you forever because you do not have any extra labs. I may just want to ship the lab to Earth, to be honest, because you guys don't seem to be finding any more, and while you still have 90 installations to search through, I'm kind of thinking you're not going to find any more. Ship build rate is very helpful, and okay, we're already doing the shipyard operations. So let's go for fighter construction rate. It's also a very useful thing for our sort of naval doctrine. I thought I told you to fly back out, but apparently you chose to ignore those orders. Oh, do we not have enough maintenance supplies on hand here? No, we do. We literally have 70,000 of them on hand. Why did you not? Resupply. Did you? There you go. I don't know why you failed miserably at the one job you had of refuel and resupply. I'm pretty sure I told you to do both. You just chose not to do it. Okay, good. The STOs arrived. Also, we're going to go ahead and set them to target slowest. No, final defensive fire, I think. That'll do. I do wish there was an option here to obviously tell them to do all, but there isn't, which is annoying. Various factories restored, although they're not actually all factories, because one of them is 5.6 million liters of fuel on Mars. Why low gravity infrastructure in Alpha Centauri A2? Is that low gravity? No, if anything, it would be high gravity potentially, because it's 1.44 Gs. But sure, unless the Amalda Star Empire had completely different tolerances, which we don't have a means of checking when it came to gravity. That is not low gravity. Some abandoned infrastructure. Alien artifacts. Ooh, fun. I don't know how those work exactly. Because they're not alien constructs. And they don't show up here in the stockpile. So I think they just, I think they're just a trade good, it looks like. Which, I mean, okay, I guess. We don't produce any because you can't produce alien artifacts. That'd be a little weird, I think. What is our stockpile of corundium looking like? It's good enough, I think, to unpause that for now. And you know what? Screw it. Detach you guys. Or... Okay. It's not how that usually works. Usually when I want to detach an entire fleet, I just choose here and detach, but for whatever reason, the game this time decided, no, I'm not going to work that way. And you guys are going to be second to cargo group. No. First mineral group. Alpha Centauri. Load all minerals. Come back to Sol. Earth. Unload all minerals. Cycle that forever. Actually, whenever you come to Earth, go ahead and refuel, resupply. Just every time. Then cycle those moves. You guys are not military ships, so I don't have to worry about deployment actually being a thing. And that should be correctly set up now for them to bring all the Corundium from Alpha Centauri A2. Automated mines on Mars, helpful, but whatever. And we found some jump drive related stuff on Alpha Centauri. We're going to go ahead and disassemble all those into various things for jump drive tech. Maintenance facilities on Alpha Centauri, and even more infrastructure on Alpha Centauri. There's a ton of infrastructure on Alpha Centauri, like holy crap. Yeah, they have like 1,500 infrastructure. I don't think we have to worry about that. Am I requesting any? No? Okay, good. Because if I was requesting infrastructure there, I would have canceled it, because they don't need it. They really don't. Gravitational survey has been completed in 115 Herculeus. Your fuel is getting a little bit low, but it's, I think, good enough for you to continue. Go through jump point 2 there. And Omega SETI has also finished. And you got plenty of fuel. Where's Omega SETI? Oh, right there, okay. We have surprisingly not had too much of a, sort of three-dimensional galaxy so far. Spoke a little too soon. We have found another alien species. 2 of them. Surprisingly. In a single part. So, Geo Virginis has an NPR in it. And for some reason has the flag of Guam. Sure. We are going to consider them neutral for now. I may need to reconsider our options here and actually get a diplomacy ship designed. We could do that. Well, I don't think diplomacy ships are strictly necessary to do, to establish communications, but I think it does help. I think it provides a bonus to sort of your diplomacy role. But okay, looks like there will be a news report next time, because this has actually been a surprisingly eventful part. So, you are not going to be completing these orders. You're leaving. In fact, you're just going to come back to Seoul. You're going to refuel, resupply, and we'll sort out your orders from there. They are coming for us, and there are 3 of them, and they are significantly faster than us. They have like twice the speed of my explorers. But I think we managed to get out of there. Now the question is just, do they follow us? I am hopeful that the answer to that is no, which it kind of looks like it might be. Okay, you've arrived. You've resupplied. Wonderful. Go to Alpha Centauri. Go to Lande. Go to there. There's nothing else for you to explore out here. Oh, no, there is actually. Yeah, no. From FL Virginis, you can go to jump point 2 instead. And we'll see where that goes. Have you finished? Oh, you did. Wonderful. Tug Fleet. Pass through here. Grab this guy. And drop him off there. And you go ahead and stabilize this jump point. A couple of factories just popped up again. We found wealth on Mars. That's how that works, right? And 5 million more liters of fuel on Alpha Centauri A2. And I think the only way to transport actual, refined fuel is for me to build a fuel tanker. Because my mineral fleet cannot transport that type of stuff. I'm pretty sure that they can only transport, the raw sorium, but they would not be able to transport the actual fuel itself. So I will need to build a tanker to transport all of this fuel that we're apparently finding on Alpha Centauri. They're up to 9.6 million liters of fuel, which is quite a bit, for being honest. It really is. We're lucky that Venus has a ludicrous amount of calcite, because Earth is almost out, and calcite is very important to us. It is very important because we need it for our missiles in particular. They don't use a ton. Well, I say that. It's like 11. If I were to redo our missiles right now, it would be about 11 calcite per missile. And considering that our guided missile cruiser here is capable of carrying 100 of them, that is 1,100 calcite per guided missile cruiser. Yeah. Let's also update the armor on the Block 2 of the AB Hammond. And I don't know what to do with that little bit of extra space you got. I guess nothing is what I'll do. Because, yeah, there's just really nothing to do with it. You know what? Let's remove these fuel tanks. You don't need them. You're efficient enough, and you're not really traveling that far that you need 611 days worth of fuel. I'll just take the extra speed, I think. I think that'll do fine. That is way too large of a maintenance storage bay. You're fine, I think, with a small and a couple of tinies. So there you go. You're an odd number, which is kind of annoying for me personally. I just don't like it. But it's fine. It's fine. And you know what? I'll set that to 3 days or 3 months. Because your civilian ship, I don't think deployment time really matters for civilian ships, so long as you have the maintenance capacity. So 2,520 kilometers a second speed. By doing all that, I've actually managed to be able to slap an extra tiny cargo hold on you. So you go from 53,500 to a nice even 54,000. This will be an okay upgrade. It's not special per se, but it's not bad either. Okay, that was ship build rate that we did there. Let's go ahead and grab the wealth, because it never hurts to have more wealth. No factories this time, game. Really? That is surprising, actually. Tug station, you go ahead and pass through and stabilize that jump point. Now, I am not going to stabilize the 5-5 Boötis side of the jump point, because we know there's hostiles here. So I'm just not doing that. It's a terrible idea. Oh, shit. Aliens on Siceti. Always fun. Okay, shit. Active sensors. Whose is this? Well, this would be the hostile species. Okay, I'm zoomed in as far as it'll let me zoom in. Okay. Looks to be just the one. Damn it, wrong button. I always hit the wrong frickin' button. Who's on Siceti? You are. You know what? No, screw it. Just target random ship. Fuck it, it's fine. Set you all to target random ship. Oh, did you guys already get one? No, you're still there. You should be firing, though. Oh, we did. Okay, never mind. We were. Okay, I must have misread this. Yes, I completely misread it. So, 5th STO attacked XS Techa 002 with its Divernex weapon system 15cm railgun V40/64. A range of 0 kilometers, which is, okay. Chance to hit, 148%. Fired 40 shots. Damage per hit 3. Target was destroyed by 40 hits. New target speed 1 kilometer a second. 40 energy weapon impacts. They did not have an opportunity to fire. They came in, and then they got wrecked. Now here's the thing. The way the Raiders function in this game is that they will basically hang around wrecks, or they will go to where wrecks are. So we need to take care of that as soon as possible to minimize them just constantly coming and attacking it. Unless I want to have a boatload of STOs on Siceti. And the main issue there, while I could do that, is that I still need to build up Siceti, and I can't build it up if I'm needing to deal with it constantly being attacked. You know, if this was some remote outpost that I'd basically set up, where I did not actually colonize it, you know, it had no civilian population, it was just a colony so that I could put military, you know, ground units there, then sure, I would do that. But Siceti, that's not an option. Maybe one system out, we could do that, but like I said, we can't really do that with Siceti. So we're going to send the salvager out to go ahead and check that out. But I think that was a nice first actual engagement on our end with the enemy. I don't think it gave us any real intel, however. No. No, it didn't. So, no hull description. We know they have at least 2, or did, because we destroyed one. Don't know what its engine type was. Active sensor signature 712, thermal signature of 7, and maximum armor penetration of 2. Observed sensors AS number 3, GPS 32, AS number 4, GPS 5616. This should be the one where it was right on top of us, I believe. Game doesn't actually provide that information right here, but presumably, yes, this second number would have been when it was right on top of us. And then, yeah, we destroyed one. So, we need to go ahead and get that dealt with. We have an inactive lab on Earth. Did we finish researching something? Or did somebody die? Somebody died, didn't they? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Somebody died. Yep, the dude who was doing cloaking theory died. Let's take care of that. There's the salvage fleet, salvaging and going back home. Let's see, what did you salvage? You salvaged auxiliary control, active sensor, beam fire control, EM sensors, magnetic mirror fusion, which is actually a tier below us, and some minerals, so nothing exciting. It's, unload all components, unload all your minerals that you picked up. Oh good, you finished here. Tug fleet. Go through, grab the fleet, tractor any. Release it at 55 Boötis, and you know what, I think we're also going to go ahead and hit FL Virginis as well. A bunch of medals handed out. Again, I assume that was years of service. That would be correct. Also, you know what? Now that I think about it, we should probably do this. Medals, or no. Here, 5th STO, you are getting a formation medal. It's going to go to the ground formation commander. And you're going to get... So, 1 second. Double check my stuff here. I think President's... No, because that actually has things there. I don't think they actually got a Order of the President for Naval Service, even though technically they destroyed a hostile ship. Who's your commander? God damn it, game, really. Who's your commander? Lieutenant Colonel Penji Bao. Did you get a medal for that? No, you didn't. Yeah, no, you probably should have gotten a medal for that, if we're being completely honest. Although I don't know if it would have been that medal in particular. Because technically you're Army, and this is supposed to be for Navy. So... the Navy the commendation decorations don't have anything. So... we're going to give him an Army commendation decoration. I want your actives off. I could have sworn I told you to turn those off, but apparently I didn't. Formation Medal, Ground Force Commander, Army Commendation Medal, Award. Oops. Make sure I get the name correct. That is very important. And so, Formation Medal. It's an optional citation, but you're going to get it, because why not? Helps me remember what the hell you did. So for the defensive side, said he'd be 1. He gets himself an Army Commendation Medal. And, that'll help you with promotions. Although you follow orders without questions, which I guess is okay. It's surprising that your political reliability is so low, considering you follow orders without question. You're an egomaniac, which is probably why, and poor judge of character is also probably why, now that I think about it. That would make perfect sense. You haven't even been in service for 10 years. When did you join? I don't know. It was a Wednesday in December. That's about it. It's a little hard to tell. You were promoted to Major Friday, December 15th. Well, that would be a couple of days after. And again, I don't know the year. This is my problem with this game's UI, is that because it is not scalable, as in I can drag and expand these windows individually as I would like, and even if I full screen it, it does not grow this. You can't read all the information in many cases. So he was promoted to a major Friday, December 15th of insert some year here. He was commissioned Wednesday, December of some year here. Don't even have a day that I can see. You destroyed 7,100 tons with that one ship, which is always nice. And Salvage Fleet 1 has completed their orders. Let's go ahead and disassemble all of this stuff, because I had no idea if your active sensors are actually going to give me anything. They didn't. Auxiliary control doesn't either. Yeah, okay, I think we're just going to scrap these, because it looks like, yeah, they're not going to give us anything. So in the future, when it comes to the raiders, I need to remember to just scrap their stuff, because decommissioning it does not, disassembling it does not give us any tech. They are not ahead of us. If anything, they are in some ways actually behind us. Actually, I think there was supposed to be an election earlier. Yes, because it's 2108, and the last election was 2104, so update this number. You know what? We'll say that there's Vija Rome is no longer running because term limits. She's being replaced with Stacia Erickson. So let's go ahead. We will actually say that we've had first contact. Makes sense in my opinion. We've technically done that, and we will say that we are at war. We were attacked. And there we go. And Stacia Erickson wins office with an absolutely resounding percent of the vote. 60.31% compared to the 39.69 that Oliver Gustafsson got. I'm curious. I think it's mostly because she's actually more well-rounded compared to Oliver up here, who really isn't. He's got the militarist vote, and then he's kind of meh against the rest when it comes to his appeal. So, yep, the new president going forward, and I'm going to make sure I jot this down somewhere. 1 second. Also, typing it, I just realized I think I've been referring to her as Stacia. It's actually Satisha. But yes, let's go ahead. Timer is actually about to go off, so we're just going to go ahead and cancel that. This is going to be technically a bit of a shorter part, but it's close enough. So that is it for this part. We have managed to encounter the Raiders, 1 NPR, as well as actually have our first taste of combat. It wasn't much of a taste, of course, but it was something. We got a little bit. That's what matters. Also, now that I think about it, did I move the garrisons over? I don't think I did. I did to Alpha Centauri. I have not moved a garrison division to Siceti. I should probably do that because evidently Siceti is under attack. So before we end this part, I'm going to set you, Earth, load up the 2nd Garrison Division, fly to Siceti, unload all, go to Earth, refuel and resupply, and let's go and let that tick out, actually. Number of factories completed, refueling station on Mars, we'll be transporting that to Earth, abandoned mines on Mars, we'll be transporting those to Venus, eventually, not right this second. You have one more jump point, but how's your fuel doing? It's okay. I think you got enough. Factory restored. What was it this time? Tons of alien artifacts. Oh, we found Wolf 359. I'm sure nothing bad will ever happen there. Okay, and the Expeditionary Strike Group has completed their orders. Wonderful. Oh, you didn't have your regiments. That's probably why. Yeah, okay. Whoopsie daisy. I forgot to give you your regiments. Let's correct that as well, real quick. Load up. Shit. These are gonna be annoying to find now. 4th. 5th Garrison Regiment. And 6th Garrison Regiment. Let's try this again, guys. Again, we will let this part go a bit long. Well, evidently now it's going to be going a bit long, rather. Good, we got the research rate tech. That'll help us out quite a bit. Let's get those advanced geological sensors. We're going to probably do a new exploration ship, I think. Now that I think about it as well, did I actually tell you to do your job? No, I didn't. Stabilize that jump point. Now I have. There's our advanced geological sensors. Let's go and get the cloaking theory going. The gravitational ones are not due for about another year. So we're going to hold off until then to actually design, potentially, a new exploration ship. Let's screw it. Go get the thermal reduction. That's a nice tech. Especially when it comes to smaller ships, because obviously the closer I can get with the enemy not detecting me, the better. Let's go ahead and get enhanced warhead, or rather enhanced radiation warhead. I think that's the final version of that. And let's go and get missile agility. You know what? Make our missiles a bit more agile. Never hurts, I'm sure. Another abandoned fuel refinery on Mars. Okay, there we go. Oh, and the game was nice enough to say, hey, these guys probably were meant to be under this, so let's take care of that for you. Thank you very much, game. That was oh so kind of you to actually deal with that for me. So, that is going to be it for this part. Went a little bit longer. Because I wanted to get that out of the way now, because otherwise I'd probably forget to do it. Knowing me. Let's go ahead and save. And I will see you all next time, where we will potentially be sending the fleet out to 55 Boötis, just to find that one raider ship that was there that attacked our science ship. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I may not do that, it just depends. I mean, really, I probably should, so we can actually survey there, because there might be good loot, or, well, you know, good planets, potentially. But I won't find that out unless I actually go and deal with that one guy wherever he's hanging out now. Annoyingly, the game doesn't zoom in on this, so he could be literally anywhere in the system. I'm going to assume, however, he has not moved. If we go there, I'm going to probably go in with the assumption he has not moved initially, and then we'll sort it out from there. But yeah, so I will see you all next time. Until then, goodbye and farewell.